What is going on, guys and girls? In today's video, I'll be going over some of the best blogging niches, and I'll also be showing you how you can find and choose a profitable blogging niche. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we get into looking at specific niches, let's talk about things that you need to keep in mind when you're selecting a niche for your blog or your website. The first and the most important thing that you need to think about is your earning potential and how will you monetize this website. So of course, your earning potential is going to vary depending on the niche that you're in. As a rule of thumb, if you're in an entertaining niche, you'll be making a lot less compared to if you are in an educational niche. The second thing that you need to keep in mind is, do you care about this niche? I see a lot of people getting into niches that they don't simply care about, and they get into it because they think it's low competition and they can make a lot of money within that niche. But you'll be writing a lot of content, especially if you're writing content yourself. So you need to find a niche that you actually care about. It doesn't have to be your passion, but it needs to be something that you care a little bit about and that you're excited to write about. And ideally, you want it to be a niche in which you're actually helping and solving a problem in someone's life. Because when you do so, you'll be able to make a lot more money because people want to spend on things that actually solve problems within their life. So think about your niche and think about, does it solve a real problem in someone's life? If it doesn't, then you're probably in the entertainment niche. You can still make some money, but your earning potential will be a lot less compared to if you're in the educational niche in which you solve a real problem in someone's life. The third thing that you need to think about is, can you niche down even further? So this means actually finding a sub niche within the niche that you're already in. I've talked about this in a couple of videos before. And when you niche down, this allows you to build topical authority. So let's say you wanted to get into the garden niche. Instead of just writing about various or general topics in garden, you can talk about specific garden topics such as outdoor gardening tips, and you can write a bunch of blog posts on that, especially when you're first starting your website. So this allows you to be able to build topical authority because you're writing on one specific topic, but then this also attracts one specific type of audience that's looking for outdoor gardening tips. So this allows you to then monetize a little bit better because you know what products and services you can show to that specific audience because you've niched down a little bit further. So the third thing is to think about how you can niche down a little bit further than you already are within your niche. Next, you want to write for your target audience. This kind of comes back to niching down. When you have a very specific niche, then you know exactly how to write for that specific audience, what they're looking for. And then you can also cater your products or services or the way you monetize for that audience. Next, when selecting a niche, you need to think about whether or not this is a seasonal, evergreen, or trending niche. A seasonal niche is going to be something like summertime activities, winter sports. These are all seasonal. Evergreen niches will be things like fitness, lifestyle, personal finance. This is going to be things that people will always be looking for. And trending niches can be things that are very popular right now. So you need to think about which one of these buckets your niche falls into. The last thing that you need to think about is what type of content works best for this specific niche. And this simply means thinking about what type of content people are looking for when they're looking up my niche. Are they looking for blog posts where they can read? Are they looking for videos that they can watch? Are they looking for podcasts? Or are they looking for some other type of content? This allows you to make a better informed decision because some niches people will want to watch videos while some niches people will prefer to read content. So having that understanding will allow you to choose a niche that is specific and perfect for blogging compared to a different type of medium. So now that you have a better understanding of what you need to keep in mind when choosing a niche, let's actually go ahead and talk about some specific niches. The first niche is going to be in the AI space. Now, this is a very, very popular and trending niche right now. It's very lucrative. You have a very high earning potential, but it can be tough to get started. It's very, very competitive. And you also need to have a very unique value proposition. I think you need to approach this niche a lot differently than what people may think when they think about the AI niche. So for example, I came across this website, which some of you may already know of. It is featuretools.io. It's built by Matt Wolfe, and he's done a really, really good job at building this website. Essentially, what they do is they simply promote new AI tools and software. So you can head over to the main page and you'll be able to see a variety of different tools and softwares based upon their categories. So there's tools for copywriting, generative AI, chat, avatar, gaming, marketing, research, speech to text, podcasting, and so on. So essentially, this is just a resource that you can go on and you can find AI tools that are related to that category or to the thing in which you're looking for. There's a new AI tool and software coming out every single day, so it's hard for the general public to keep up, but you can have a website which has all of these new tools and softwares, And the monetization strategy is very, very clear because you can have an affiliate program which allows you to get a commission when anyone clicks on your link or buys any of these products. And you can also pop some ads on this if you like. You can collect emails, you can do email marketing, and you can build an email list of people that are interested in AI tools and softwares, and you can run sponsored posts and collaborations to make some extra income for that website. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different ways in which you can monetize, but I really, really like the approach that this website took. It's not just a static blog post that has generic content about these tools or softwares, it's an actual resource. So that's how you can think about getting into the AI space. You can create a resource like this, you can create tables, you can create charts, you can create data around AI tools and software. It's just something to differentiate your website from all of the other AI blogs that are out there. After doing some more research, I found a more typical blog post style for an AI website. It's called Unite.ai. As you can see, they have AI tools, but they also have blog posts around different AI and technology topics. They've done a really good job at combining the two strategy because they have AI tools and softwares, but they also have typical blog posts. So you can monetize this in a variety of different ways, again, through affiliate marketing, through ads, or through building your email list or doing sponsored posts. And if I run this URL on Ahrefs, as you can see, they're getting a lot of traffic, and this seems to be a pretty new website. It seems as though they started writing content around July of 2022. So it's been about a year, and they've already grown pretty significantly, and they've ranked for a lot of different keywords. And if you look at their keyword list, as you can see, there are some harder keywords in which a smaller website would be very difficult to rank for. So once I change the keyword difficulty to under 14, there's still 25,000 keywords that you can go after. That is pretty easy and low competition. And they also have some fairly high volume keywords as well. So as you can see, AI recruitment tools, AI extension, AI stock trading bot, best AI music generator, AI for data analytics, and so on. So you can find some pretty easy keywords here, start writing some very in-depth content around, and start ranking within the AI space. So as of right now, I believe AI is one of the biggest opportunities and one of the most lucrative and exciting spaces you can get into, especially when it comes to blogging niches. You just have to do things a little bit differently, make sure you're doing good keyword research, and you're also creating resources or tables or charts or doing things that you can differentiate your website from all of the other AI blogs. So now let's talk about some more seasonal niches, and these are going to be some of the more typical blog post niches. And these are things like gardening, summer activities, winter activities, outdoor content, sports, and travel can also be seasonal because sometimes people travel a lot more during the summer, but travel can be a hybrid between seasonal and evergreen content because people are also always traveling. But these are going to be some of the more typical blog post niches. The pros of seasonal niches is that you have a huge influx of traffic. It's also lower competition because most people go after the evergreen and the bigger niches. So you can definitely go ahead and niche down within the garden or summer activities or winter activities, especially if you're in a specific area. So you can talk about gardening within a specific area or winter activities within a specific area. That could allow you to have a very, very niche site, but niche sites are really good because then you can really target and you really personalize the way that you monetize that audience. The cons are obviously instability. That means you wouldn't have a lot of traffic throughout the year. It's going to kind of spike at certain times. Some of the more evergreen niches would be finance, health and fitness, and lifestyle. So again, these are going to be niches that people will always be interested in. But I do recommend if you're getting into these niches that you niche down. Don't just go into finance and talk about everything that's related to finance. Maybe you talk about credit cards. Maybe you talk about budgeting. Maybe you talk about finances specifically for small businesses. Maybe you talk about finances specifically for self-employed individuals, for freelancers, or you can talk about credit cards, but something specific rather than general finance. And I find that you will have a lot more success in that when you specify and you niche down further rather than just talking about general finance topics. So now let's talk about some trending niches and some opportunities that I believe you will have within the future, especially within the blogging space. Number one is going to be frugal living. This is always going to be popular because people always try to save money. So that is a niche in which you can definitely think about. The second is going to be van life. This is something that's become a lot more popular within the last couple of years. This is the idea of people living out of their vans. After doing a quick search on Ahrefs, the keyword volume is about 87,000 in total. It's probably a little bit more than that. And the amount of keywords related to van life is 11,112. So it's not a huge niche by any means, but you can definitely build a small targeted audience within this niche. And if you take a look at the keyword difficulty metrics, it's fairly low. So we have interior van life, which has a difficulty of 4, van life air conditioning, which has a difficulty of 8, van life interior, and so on. So there's some pretty easy to rank for keywords within this niche. And this is a niche that is definitely growing as people want to be more nomadic and they want to kind of work from anywhere that they like, and more people have the opportunities to work from home so they can work and travel around the world. So that's a pretty good niche in which you can get into if you are interested in that type of content. The last trending niche is related to AI, specifically large language models and generative AI. So again, I recommend always niching down, and large language models are essentially ChatGPT, Claude, Bard, or any other generative AI chatbots that you can use. So you can definitely have a website or a blog post in which you talk about the variety of choices that people have when it comes to large language models, the difference between GPT 3.5 and GPT 4, the difference between ChatGPT and Claude, the token limits of ChatGPT and Claude, the pricing. So there's a lot of content in which you can find and write about when it comes to large language models and generative AI. The reason why I like this niche is because there's not a lot of information that's on the internet already. Some of these other niches in which we talked about, especially when it comes to finance, health and fitness, lifestyle, gardening, and so on, there's a lot of content already on the internet. But when it comes to large language models and generative AI, because it's such a new field, there's not a lot of content already out there. So if you can find information, you can stay up to date, and you can create blog posts and articles about this updated information, you can get a lot of new traffic coming over to your website. So I highly recommend, if you're interested in large language models, ChatGPT, Claude, or generative AI, that you create a blog around that and you start writing on up-to-date information. And I guarantee you will definitely be able to build and get some traffic. So that's my approach and thinking when it comes to finding a profitable blogging niche. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that this video allowed you to get a step closer to finding your own niche. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned in today's video, let it be known in the comments below, and give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, stay well.